Hello and welcome to the Politics Hub 2024 Christmas quiz. Now, it's been, frankly, a seismic year in politics with elections here and around the globe, including, of course, in the US. We're 6 months into the new-ish Labour government, there's a new leader of the Conservative Party, and we're on our way to a new, again-ish US president. Yes, there's been a lot going on, so hopefully our panellists have been paying attention. We thought we were going to test some of the finest political minds money or a free Santa hat can buy. Unfortunately, they weren't available. So, on Team Santa's Elves, we've got the broadcaster and friend of the show, Nick Ferrari.
Here we go.
Nick hit the headlines recently for threatening to turf a politician out of his studio because he wouldn't answer the question, what is a working person? Despite Nick asking many times. Nick, I hate to tell you this, but, you know, that happens all the time.
Whatever happened to Sir Keir Starmer after that question? Whatever happened?
Now, with Nick, we have Thangam Debonair. Now, when Thangam was the Shadow Culture Secretary, she told this programme that she couldn't really say if she preferred football or rugby because she'd never been to a single game. Now, she's not got the brief anymore. On Team Jingle Bells, we've got Man About Town and cultural gadfly Ed Vasey. Now, Ed once said, in relation to the return of the Parthenon sculptures,
give them back,
that you're freer to speak as a political person when you're out of government than when you're in government. So now, several years since he's troubled the Green Benches, we're expecting some freewheeling, loose-lipped political revelations.
Yeah.
We're also joined by the former Labour Minister, Caroline Flint, a self-professed film buff who says she loves a Scotch egg. We've got some for afterwards. Oh, fantastic. Excellent. And speaking of treats that are crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside and often found in pubs, John Craig. Keeping it all in check, making sure there's no funny business, the politico's politico. John is standing by at Santa's Skypad to keep track of the scores. So we've got the tinsel, the guests, and the Christmas spirit. I'm Sophy Ridge. It is Christmas, and this is the Politics Hub Christmas Quiz. Right, I can't promise you what this next hour is going to be like, but it is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to crack straight on with the questions because the year began with the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, appearing to rule out a spring general election. Now, speculation about the timing of the vote was at fever pitch and, let's be fair, pretty much remained so until the date was actually announced. It was a stormy month. Not one, not two, but 3 named storms battered the UK, Henk, Isha and Jocelyn, in case you're wondering. But, of course, we're focusing on the political weather battering number 10 that month. So, what I want to know is, when he was pressed on the timing of the election, the Prime Minister said his what was a general election in the second half of the year. Was it A, his strategy to win, B, his working assumption, or C, his 3 a.m. cold, sweaty, weepy nightmare? Right, A, B or C? Answers, please. Right, we're both
I like this new
B.
thing where Tangham holds up the answer and we follow 3 seconds later. Can we carry this on through the whole quiz?
That's because you cheated last year and I was very close.
Through the quiz is a good system.
Very
I have to say it was a tough one because C just leapt out at me.
Yeah.
What, you thought it was this 3 a.m. cold, sweaty,
I don't want to
That's what he said to his staff inside. But the working, it goes back to my classic phrase in the Oxford Dictionary of Quotations that you're freer to speak when you're not in government than out. I mean, God, the insight there. Incredible. Incredible.
Could write a book about them. So we've both gone for B. Both gone for B.
Yep.
Let's find out.
My working assumption is we'll have a general election in the second half of this year. And in the meantime, I've got lots that I want to get on with.
So there you go. It was B. Full marks all round. It was B, his working assumption.
Well done.
How did that go? Not so well.
Was that around the Prime Minister?
Yeah, you remember that, right?
Vaguely. I've got some sort of vague recollection.
I love it. Right, next question. Let's crack through.
Oh, this might be more difficult.
Throughout the election year, Reform UK has been yapping at the Conservatives' heels. And in January, Richard Tice's party, had their big pre-election launch, but their press conference was notably absent one Nigel Farage. In light of Mr Farage's absence, what did the Reform UK leader Richard Tice describe as the least likely thing? Was it A, Nigel Farage standing for Reform UK, B, Nigel Farage becoming a majority shareholder in Reform UK Limited? Or C, Nigel Farage becoming a TikTok sensation? Right, I'm going to ask you to write your answers and to try and stop the cheating, and because I've been having it in the...
cheating.
I'm unspecified cheating. I'm going to say when to reveal. Right, are we ready? Are we ready?
Being premature.
A, B or C?
Right, they should be ruled out.
They're out of order.
Come on, Sophie.
Something.
Yeah.
We need like a kind of countdown clock.
We are
We've
teammates.
also broken our laptop.
Yeah, we're not seeing
We're
any
now
questions
watching
on our
Sky
screen.
Right.
News live.
Let's questions. Let's see. We've both gone A. We've both gone A.
And?
Here is the answer.
So Mr Tice actually said, I think that the least likely thing is that Nigel would stand under a first-past-the-post system in a constituency. He's consistently said that he wouldn't.
There you go. The least likely thing was
done.
Nigel Farage.
Well done.
How Lib Demi of the Reform.
Yeah, well,
Did you know they had these Lib Dem tendencies, Nick?
I feared they
Proportional
might-
representation.
I feared it might be there, in all honesty.
What next?
Well, who knows? Who knows?
Smoking bans?
Could be.
Oh, we've got Sky News
Right.
now as well. Something's going on.
Right, I've
Just
got a bonus.
logged on to a feed from the Kremlin.
Who wouldn't?
by the way.
Okay, great.
Who wouldn't
A bit
want
nerve-wracking
Sky News?
here.
It's all just going perfectly well. We've got a bonus question for you, right? You ready for the bonus question?
What do we do? Shout.
Bonus question.
The bonus question for a bonus point. How did Nigel Farage, who of course has been criticised for failing to spend enough time in his constituency, how did he describe his time in Clacton? Was it A, brat summer, B, feral and proud, or C, living his best life? How did he describe his time in Clacton?
What was the first one, Sue?
A,
Brat summer.
Oh, right.
B, feral and proud, or C, living my best life?
What did you say, Nick? Sorry.
A. I said A. Go for A.
Oh, thanks. Good tip.
Nick was just explaining to me what a brat summer is.
Yeah.
Go on, Nick, what is a brat summer?
I have no idea. Presumably it's where you behave as an absolute pig through the summer months or something like that.
Is that right? I actually... What is
Listen,
brat summer? Do we know?
he was watching Coldplay on Saturday.
I was.
He's pretending not to be hip because
You
that's
were dancing to
That's his
Coldplay.
brand.
You
But
were
he knows
dancing to
exactly what a
Coldplay.
brat summer
Right,
is.
here's the answer. The answer is... This is... Both gone for C. Both gone for C. And yes, you are right, because the Reform UK
Well done.
posted
Well
on
done, you.
X last
Well
month.
done.
No, you gave me the...
I would like all my haters to know that I am once again in Clacton, living my best life.
Seriously?
Doesn't he look happy about it?
Brilliant.
Right, let's rattle through. We're doing very well so far.
I know.
Very, very well.
No one's
Let's
listening.
make. I think
It's
we
the
need to.
earpiece in Tangham's ear.
Yeah.
Let's try and
The
make this.
producer feeding her the answers.
Now, moving on to events on the world stage. And back in February, the Foreign Secretary, David Cameron, made an intervention that might make some diplomats wince, comparing the US Congress inaction over funding Ukraine to appeasing Hitler. Lord Cameron said, I want us all, US, UK, European and other allies, to support Ukraine in fighting against completely unjustified aggression. I don't want us to show the weakness displayed against Hitler in the 1930s. He came back for more, costing us far more lives to stop his aggression. So when Sky's James Matthews put this to the US Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene, what did she suggest David Cameron should do? Was it A, bite me? Was it B, kiss my ass? I can never say that word properly on TV. Or was it C, get lost?
I don't... that's not very...
What are we thinking?
I think you're right.
Then you'll shout at me.
No, I won't shout.
Well, you will
I won't shout. I'll just give you an evil stare.
Yeah, all right, I'll get evils.
Yes. We can't
Right.
lose. We're even Stevens at the moment.
Time to go.
No, but-
What is it?
Oh, no!
BB?
Even.
It was, indeed. Well, let's listen.
He likened you to an appeaser to Hitler in not voting through funding for Ukraine. Are you an appeaser for Putin?
I think that I really don't care what David Cameron has to say. I think that's rude name-calling, and I don't appreciate that type of language. And David Cameron needs to worry about his own country, and frankly, he can kiss my ass.
But do you think Putin's a good guy? Or...
That woman's got class.
Quote of the year.
I like
Might just
her.
vote for her.
Very good
She's
delivery. I think,
great.
there.
Yeah, it was.
It's quite impressive.
Sounds better with an American accent as well, I have to
It
say.
certainly does.
My ass.
How do you say that word again, Sophie?
Say it again.
Just one more
This is going
time.
to get clipped up, isn't it?
Yeah,
I can
just
see what you're trying to
say
do
that
here.
word one last time. Come on, Sophie.
I'm going to move on. My producer's in my ear saying that actually we need to keep moving really quickly on that note.
Right.
Right, March saw the return of the left-wing firebrand George Galloway to frontline politics, winning the seat of Rochdale as the leader of the Workers' Party of Britain. Our deputy political editor Sam Coates spoke to him after the by-election result and has the next question.
Well, Sophie, the question for our panellists is what did George Galloway say about Rishi Sunak when the Prime Minister said that his election in Rochdale was beyond alarming? Was it A, I don't want no scrubs? Was it B, he don't impress me much? Or was it C, he's drunk, washed up in Austin?
So there you go.
Drunk, washed up in Austin.
Drunk, washed up in Austin, yep. So how did George Galloway describe Rishi Sunak? A, I don't want no scrubs. B, he don't impress me much. Or C, drunk and washed up in Austin.
These
What
are all
does
song
drunk and
titles,
washed
right?
up in Austin?
It's a song title. Everybody
They're
knows
song
that.
quotes. Yeah.
Quotes.
Spot the former.
Yeah.
culture
I'm
secretary.
going to defer to Thangham.
Yeah, but I don't know what the answer is.
Who sings
I don't listen to George
Drunk
Galloway.
and Washed Up in Austin?
Who listens to anything George Galloway says?
Well, his greatest hits album has sold well when you think about it. It's
He's got lots of
one of the great ones.
Are we ready?
Galloway sings the hits.
I've got no idea.
We ready?
Got no
Yeah.
Go.
Let's have a look what we've gone for.
1, 2, 3.
That's served us well so far. Yes!
B.
We're in sync, aren't we?
Here's the answer from Sam.
And the answer is, he don't impress me much.
I've got the Democratic mandate here, not Rishi Sunak. He didn't even come second. He was lucky to come third. So don't put to me statements made by Rishi Sunak as if I'm supposed to be impressed by them. He don't impress me much. Do I respect the Prime Minister? I despise the Prime Minister. And guess what? Guess what? Millions and millions and millions of people in this country despise the Prime Minister. I don't respect the Prime Minister at all.
You were all right.
Yeah.
Where is he now, George
He's
Galloway?
doing a Taylor Swift lookalike concert now. But he does all the numbers for Taylor and Beyonce, all of them. It's absolute sellout. It's fantastic.
You've been then, yes?
Yeah, I know. I've got tickets. Yeah.
Tickets, sure. Right, staying with politicians of the outspoken variety. In March, the Blue Wall Conservative Lee Anderson defected to Reform UK. He'd been on quite a journey since he worked as a Labour staffer, and his defection to Reform felt a long time coming. But who did he credit with his decision?
Ooh.
A, Nigel Farage.
That's a good one.
B, Boris Johnson.
Difficult.
Or C,
Ooh.
his mum.
I mean, you know...
Who did he credit with this decision? A, Nigel Farage, B, Boris Johnson, or C, his mum?
No, I've got a clue.
Are there going to be mince pies soon, Sophie?
Give it a high game package.
I'm flagging.
Yeah, whatever you want to go for.
I honestly
whatever
can't
you
even remember what
wanna
the
go.
options were. Something, Nigel Farage in his garage.
B served you well, do you remember? Said that?
Right, ready?
B.
Ready, guys? Ready, Tom?
Yeah.
Ready? Let's go.
Go.
We've got
First time.
okay. Is it going to
First
be
time
Boris
there's
Johnson
daylight.
or his mum?
There's daylight.
Hang on, this is
Like
the
the
big
top of the Premier
moment.
League table.
Let's find out.
Yes, Lee Anderson credited his parents with his defection. He said, I've had a call from my mother. She's a happy bunny at the moment. It was my parents who had a big part to play in this. I know there are some idiots online saying that Lee Anderson's done what his mum's told him to, but I think your mothers and your fathers give good advice, even when you get to my age.
Seriously?
And what Lee Anderson's mum says goes, as far as I'm concerned.
What, so do you actually know Lee Anderson's mum then, or was that... I can't tell with this.
How did you know Lee Anderson's mum?
You never know.
I'm literally the most gullible person in the world. I believe anything. I believe anything. It's true.
Don't believe anything he says.
Right, next question. April saw the Conservative government pass its controversial flagship Rwanda bill. At the time of the bill passing, Rishi Sunak said the first flights would take off in 10 to 12 weeks, come what may. But how many flights have taken off to Rwanda since the bill became law? Was it A, loads? It's not A, I'm just saying. Was it A, loads? Was it B, 1? Or was it C, none?
Can we play our joker? We want to play, and we got in ahead of that team. We want to play our joker.
Yeah. Yep. You're
confident.
Where's the joker?
You're confident.
What I
right.
love about this programme is it's a kind of time warp, because the auto cue already says, bit of an easy one.
Yeah, right.
Because nothing else happened in April that was difficult.
What do we put quickly? Ta-da!
Ta-da!
CC. It was. Yeah, it was none.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got it right, but they got it right as well. This is bad news.
We won ahead.
Oh, hang on, here we go.
Okay, bonus point then. Bonus point. That was too easy.
No, it was too easy.
How much did the scheme cost?
Hold on.
Any?
Well, I'm not going to say it in front of Ed, am I? I mean, it's... do I have to put my hand
It's
up?
in the millions.
Go on then, shout it out. What is it? What do you reckon? It's a guess. It's
350 million.
350 million.
That's the boss NHS Brexit thing.
400 million.
I'll go 400 million. Sorry.
Sorry, we're doing
400 mil.
it as a team. OK, I'll stick with my partner.
OK, what's your...
I'll go
I was going to say
400.
400.
400 mil.
The answer was 715 over 2 years.
Then we're closest.
I think that's you.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Back in the game.
Wait, did you
Which
just
is
say
closer out of the two?
Did you say 715 over 2 years?
Back in the game.
Oh no! This is gonna be so
I said
controversial.
350 million a year.
Sophie.
Division.
700 million.
Sophie, I'm ready for this because I played this. Can I now show, because I am sick and tired of Lord Vase's cheating, and I've actually had cards prepared. So that is a yellow. You did this last year. No, except the yellow. You listen to the quizmaster. That is a yellow.
He's got these.
That is a yellow
Does that mean
card.
he can be sent
Oh
off?
my goodness
Sophie.
me! I actually,
We weren't given a
He needs to know what's in my other pocket.
It's fair.
That's
I'm
a
going to
yellow.
I'm going to give you both a point.
Yeah.
Exactly what happened last year by his gerrymandering. This is
Gerrymandering.
exactly what he did, Sophie. Don't listen to him.
Let's move on quickly. In May, the Conservative MP for Dover, Natalie Elphicke, defected to Labour.
Oh, yes.
Goodness
The defection caused some disquiet on the Labour benches over her views on illegal migration and her previous attacks on the Labour Party as well. Now, particularly female Labour MPs in particular were concerned about some of those comments she made defending her husband after he was convicted of sex offences. In an op-ed after his conviction, Natalie Elphicke wrote that he'd been punished for being charming, wealthy, charismatic and successful, attractive and attracted to women. So what I want to know is what Natalie Elphicke said the Conservatives had abandoned, which made her decide to switch to Labour. Was it A, the centre ground, B, family values, or C, their commitment to stopping the votes?
Well done.
What was the first one?
The first one was the centre ground.
Hey.
Right. 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Both going C. Both going C. Let's listen.
In 2019, the Conservatives stood on a manifesto that was very much centre ground. But under Rishi Sunak, they've abandoned the centre ground and broken many election promises. Meanwhile, under Keir Starmer, Labour have changed. And I think that change is going to bring a much better future for our country. And that's why I was so keen to join the Labour Party and play my part.
I am shocked, I tell you. Shocked.
The centre ground. There he was.
Shocked.
It was the centre ground.
That's the first good question you've done.
That's actually a good question.
You said the other question was good earlier.
Counterintuitive.
You want to write them next year then, Lord Vase?
Yeah.
Time on your hands? Go ahead.
It wasn't.
You know, all you've got is people printing yellow cards.
Right. It is the moment we've all been waiting for.
Oh, the break. Thank God.
The mince pies.
Mince pies.
The scores. It's
Oh.
because both Santa's Elves and Jingle Bells are in this to win, and we need to go to John Craig to take us through the scores so far. John.
Sophie, can I just say, first of all, that I hand out the yellow cards, not Nick Ferrari. So that's a yellow card for him. OK, Santa's Elves have got 6 points. How many have Jingle Bells got then? Well, I can tell you, 8. So, Jingle Bells, 8. Santa's Elves, 6.
It's happened again.
And I haven't even taken off a point for Nick's yellow card yet.
You get a mug at the end.
Replay.
Well, I have to say, there is shock. There is shock in this room. There is shock in this room. What is going to happen next? You are watching the Politics Hub 2024 Christmas quiz coming up. Just why didn't the Prime Minister have an umbrella? Yes, after the break, we're going to be quizzing our guests on that extraordinary election campaign and what they'd have done differently.
Who's been generous this year? Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's very light.
To Wilf, come on, Chelsea. I'm upset about this already.
To Anna for our next Downing Street washout.
To save your voice.
To Gareth, take that, mate.
To Mark, as your gnome for loving Chelsea.
What is it?
Love opening presents.
What is in the Secret Santa?
What could it be?
I hope it's not insects.
Is it to wear?
The big bug catcher.
So I knew something was going on, but I had no idea how huge it was. It's...
Frosty the Snowman. Well, I'm delighted it's not Chelsea related.
But it's a Chelsea Football Club gnome, the very best sort of gnome.
I've got a loud mouth, I don't know why.
You ready for the election?
Oh, look. Camping face. Love it. Oh.
In your Gen Z way, say it was blue, mid, dank or shallow.
Half the time, I have no idea what people are talking about.
Okay. There, you trap the bug inside. Like that?
This is what I've always wanted.
This is very, very cool. Perfect for mulled wine, just the right size. Honestly, who thought of this? I really like it.
It kind of looks a little bit like me as well. It's very, very kind of you.
Beth Rigby, Sky News.
Me and Count Binface there, panel and Count Binface.
There you go. Happy Christmas.
And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
A very Merry Christmas.
From me, Gareth Barlow, and from him, Gary Barlow, a very Merry Christmas. Dad?
Cheers.
A Chelsea gnome it is. Happy Christmas. I would quite like it.
Weeknights on Sky News.
This is your chance. Tell people. Welcome to the Politics Hub.
Our police force has apologised.
If you want to find out about Grimsby, you come to the docks.
I'm live in Jerusalem.
Are you not concerned that that could lead to all-out war?
Hello there, good evening. There are fears of an upsurge in violence. What's at stake here?
You are watching the press preview, a first look at the front pages as they arrive.
I'm James Matthews, and I'm Sky's US correspondent, based here in Washington, D.C. Donald Trump, it would appear, is about to learn his fate. There's no doubting the strength of this hurricane as it roars through. Sky News, get the full story first. Do you fear a fourth indictment?
He's from Sky News. He's from Sky News. He's entitled to ask me questions.
There's always more to the news than a headline. We want to discover, to delve a little deeper, to find out what's really going on. Explanation, analysis, the people at the heart of every story. I'm Neil Patterson, and this is the Sky News Daily Podcast. So, by the end, we'll hopefully all understand what's going on in the world just that little better. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello and welcome back to a very special edition of the Politics Hub. It is my favourite time of year. It is the Christmas quiz. We've got special guests Nick, I'm sick of getting socks, Farage, Thangam, save me the purple Quality Street debonair, plus Ed, the man who has everything Vasey, and Caroline, hard to buy for Flints.
Definitely.
And of course, our very own John Claus is keeping us honest and keeping the scores. Before the break, we reminded you of the Prime Minister's sopping wet launch to the Conservatives, no laughing at the back, to the Conservatives election campaign. Yet in May, Rishi Sunak called the election for July the 4th. And around 20 points behind in the polls, with a fractious party and an economy yet to feel the impact of improving inflation, he got out the Downing Street podium and stunned Westminster hacks by going to the country months before he had to. I think most of us were probably placing bets on a November election. Oh, we weren't, of course, I should say that very carefully.
Nobody was placing bets.
No bets were placed. But as well as putting up with delivering a speech in the driving rain with no umbrella, he also had to endure the new Labour anthem, Things Can Only Get Better, blaring outside the Downing Street gates. Now, bear with me. This question requires some niche pop knowledge, but the band D-Ream, who wrote that song, were reportedly dismayed to hear their track played and banned Keir Starmer for using it at the election. So, my question is, what made the band fall out of love with the Labour Party? Was it A, Tony Blair, B, the Iraq War, or C, the failure to cut NHS cancer waiting times? Was it A, B,
Definitely that.
or C? Ready? Let's go. Oh, nothing in it.
Don't worry, John Craig will give it to them anyway, so I really wouldn't worry that much.
Even bothering.
Yeah, I know.
It was B, the Iraq War. One of the band's founding members, Alan McKenzie, gave an interview to LBC. He said, "There's no way, our songs and politics, never again. I've learned the hard way. No, no, no. After the war, I became politically homeless." Keir Starmer brushed off the snub. He said, "We're not in 1997.
That's
True.
damn
That's
sure.
very true. Very true.
With the short campaign well and truly on, in June, Sky broadcast an election leaders special event, the Battle for Number 10, live from Grimsby, with a studio audience as well. Now, how did Keir Starmer make the Grimsby audience laugh during the programme?
That's easy.
Did he tell a not joke?
Don't need the multiple choice.
B, told the audience his father was a toolmaker? Or C, did he trip over?
Why is every answer in this quiz B?
Oh, interesting.
To make sure
Don't
you
give
win.
it away.
Double
Is
bluff.
it A, B or C?
Formula.
It was B.
Every answer
It
is
was B.
I accept I earn a lot of money in the job I am now in, but when I grew up, my dad was a toolmaker. He worked in a factory. It's true. My mum was a nurse, and actually we couldn't make ends meet, which actually isn't a laughing matter. We couldn't make ends meet.
Meanwhile,
Here we
Rishi
go.
Sunak's election campaign was in difficulty over his decision to leave D-Day commemoration events early. Before other leaders, including President Biden, he had David Cameron standing in for him.
You didn't care, did you?
No, I cared deeply.
Then why didn't you stay?
As I said, the itinerary for these events was set weeks ago, before the general election campaign.
Did you or anyone around you ever consider skipping the Normandy
No,
Declaration?
that's simply not right. The itinerary for these events was set weeks ago, before the general election campaign. Of course, I was always scheduled to participate both in Portsmouth and in France. I was proud and privileged to do so. After all the British events and all the British veterans that I spoke to, those events had finished. I returned home to the UK before the International Leaders event later in the day. On reflection, that was a mistake, and I apologise for that.
So what did Rishi Sunak rush back for? Was it A, a campaign event, B, a cabinet meeting, or C, a TV interview? A, B, or C?
Controversial. I like the way he forgot that he was an international leader. Like he said, I came back and then the international leaders meeting took place. He just forgot.
David Cameron, the international leader, right?
Yeah.
But you're announcing a general election and you're telling the public you've got no control over saying I'm going to stay here. I was actually in Canada at the time. It was literally the top story everywhere about this issue. How could this guy not be there for the full show? I mean, it's unbelievable,
Well, at
really.
the time, it took about 24 hours for it to become a story. And to be fair to Rishi Sunak, he did meet all the British veterans. And in fact, when they did Vox Pops with the veterans, hoping to get kind of foaming outrage, a lot of them said it was wonderful to meet the Prime Minister. It was wonderful to meet the Prime Minister. And yes, I am going to be the shadow cabinet member for Tic Tac.
The greatest irony is this was the man who said he would stop the boats.
Yes.
He got on a boat to come. If there's any boat to stop, it might be that one, Prime Minister.
Right, A, B or C? Have we got our answers? We've both got the C.
They've copied us again.
They are copying.
And the answer was... It was C. We're doing very well here.
Yeah,
Excellent recall.
I remember that.
Excellent recall.
And also the ITV interview was a pre-record, wasn't it? It didn't even go out for another kind of 5 days or something.
And the good news is that's when he said that he had a really hard life because he didn't have Sky TV, right? So it went very well. And it's definitely worth coming back for. Next question. The Prime Minister went to ground the weekend after that awkward encounter with our Deputy Editor, Sam Coates, while his colleagues were forced to deny rumours that he was considering stepping down before polling day. Well, he did rally. He resurfaced on the campaign trail at a garden centre in Horsham. For a bonus point, what did he say he was no longer doing as a result of the pressure of the election campaign? A, seeing his wife, B, fasting every Monday, or C, checking his fantasy football?
Well, I mean, he is a massive Southampton fan, as you know.
What are we going for?
I don't know the man well enough.
Oh, come on.
Come on. Can't be big.
Oh,
come on.
Sorry, I thought this was the Christmas spirit. What's happened over there?
Come on.
Yeah, sure. If that's
Yeah,
what
I've got
He went to
no
watch
idea.
Southampton play.
Right, ready? A, B or C? A, B or C? It was Whoa, we've got a
So
difference.
wasn't
We've got
it?
a difference.
So
Was it A, seeing his wife, or B, fasting every Monday? The answer is... It was B, fasting every Monday.
No,
Yes.
quizzes are fake.
Yes.
Coca-Cola,
He said, I'm going to have
eats
a
Maltesers
matcha
and
tea
fasts.
every Monday.
Did. He told The Guardian that fasting was out the window and he was surviving on Haribo, Tang Fastics and chocolate buttons.
That is wrong. That is wrong.
What, you questioning the...
No, I just think it's a wrong thing to do to your body.
Labour won a landslide in July. Rishi Sunak led the party to their worst result since 1832, but despite the result, Labour increased its vote share by just 1.6 percentage points up on 2019, a lower vote share than any party forming a post-war majority government. So how does the majority the party won in July compare to previous landslides? Which election gave Labour the biggest majority? Was it A, 1997, B, 1945, or C, 2024?
I should know.
A, B, or C?
I didn't pay attention.
If you were proper Labour, you would know the answer.
Yeah.
If I'd bothered to look at the results on Friday the 5th of July...
Yeah, exactly.
But you're not bitter, though.
I'm not bitter.
You are not
We've
bitter.
established that.
That is very important.
Not bitter.
That we know that.
Right, ready?
Here we
3,
go.
2, 1. Oh, you've both gone A. And the answer was... It was A.
Well done.
97, when Labour won a majority of 179 seats. Now, one of the biggest losses for the Conservatives was the former
Vaizey.
Prime Minister... Sorry. Not Ed Vaizey, although that was a very big loss as well, obviously. It was the former Prime Minister, Liz Truss, who was defending a majority of over 26,000, but she lost. Let's remind you of the moment it happened.
Truss, Liz, the Conservative Party candidate, 11,217. The number of ballot papers rejected was 139, and I do hereby declare that Jeremy Terry is duly elected.
How many votes did Liz Truss lose by? That is the question. Was it A, 1,000? Was it B, 750? Or was it C, 630? How many votes did Liz Truss lose by? So it's pretty close. Are we ready?
Don't give them a clue, Sophie.
Oh, it was 630 votes.
That's another 2 points to
But you know, you've got-
Caroline there, isn't it?
He's 20 points ahead now.
It is quite interesting, isn't it, the quality of our political leaders, that the moment we remember from an election, we're all obviously of a certain age, 27 years...
Sophie is, but...
27, apart from Sophie, who wasn't born, 27 years ago, were you up for Portillo?
Yeah.
Nobody sits in the pub now and says, were you up for Liz Truss?
No.
It just wasn't
I was
a big
up for
moment.
Liz Truss.
And
I was up for Liz
that is a
Truss.
former Prime Minister losing their seat. And we still remember Portillo as a much bigger deal.
And it was very bad form, wasn't it? Because she
didn't give an interview.
Walked off, and then didn't she come back on? She wasn't even wearing the rosette.
You couldn't see her on the stage for a while. Everyone was wondering
exactly.
where
Where is
she
she?
was.
Where is she? Is she actually going to come on the stage and all this sort of thing?
So,
amazing.
Let's find out where we are, because, John, I'll be honest, things are getting pretty heated here. There's accusations of cheating, of foul play. Of course, we have full faith in Santa. Santa would do no wrong. What's going on?
Well, you see what we've done to Nick Ferrari? Devil's horns.
You've been vandalised.
Attempt to silence Mr. Motormouth. Anyway, they are up. Santa's elves are up to 12.
He's just making it.
There we go. But Jingle Bells are 15. There you go. 3-point lead. 3-point lead.
Literally matched each other.
Fair play.
They're building up quite a lead now.
Mark for mark. That is incredible.
A well-judged bunch of used fivers.
Still to come.
Wonders.
Still to come on the... Still to come on the 2024 Politics Hub Christmas quiz.
I can't ever resist a cocktail, can I? If you've got...
This is strong. I would never allow us to make up a cocktail and not invite... See you.
Well, I'm such a gay crush when it comes to
as well.
Cheers.
Find out what beverage lured Beth Rigby away from her desk and onto the Politics Hub set. That's after the break.
we've got your Sunday mornings covered. From the front page and the sounds of the streets to the voices of the people who make the major calls and big picture politics beyond Westminster. We'll put you at the heart of our story. A new start to Sunday.
I'm ready. Are you?
Join me, Trevor Phillips, Sunday mornings on Sky News.
Hello, welcome back to the Politics Hub Christmas quiz. Santa's elves, Nick Ferrari and Thangam Debonair are still here, plus Team Jingle Bells, Ed Vasey and Caroline Flint. Now, they're, of course, fighting it out to be crowned the winner. Back to the seasonal festivities. It wouldn't be Christmas without a tipple. Well, for me anyway. You may have a different point of view, of course. But this year on the Politics Hub, we were inspired to raise a glass by none other than the Deputy Prime Minister, Angela Rayner, when news that she has a favourite cocktail called Venom. The Prime Minister warned against it, but we thought we'd take one for the team and try it so you don't have to. Here's how it went down.
Some advice for all of you if you're thinking of getting in a round with Ange. Don't be tempted by her favourite drink, the Venom cocktail, or you'll live to regret it.
And here it is, the Venom cocktail in all its green glory. I'm going to hand one out to each of us.
Thank you.
And I'm also...
looks disgusting. Yeah.
It looks...
I'm also going to get some of the greatest glass of Thames water as well, just to make sure we're very health and safety conscious on the programme as well. Yeah. So here is a Venom cocktail. Now, before we try it and give you a verdict, I just want to read you the list of the ingredients, because this is quite something. Here we go. A Venom contains a bottle of vodka... A bottle of Southern Comfort, 10 bottles of blue WKD, and a litre of orange juice. I'm gonna give it
The orange juice is good for you.
Cheers.
You know what? It doesn't smell too bad.
Mind.
That's...
I can't ever resist a cocktail. Can I? If you've got
Beth,
one... Oh, you
this is strong. This is strong.
I would never allow us to make up a cocktail and not invite... See you.
Well, I'm such a gay crush when it comes to
water as well.
Cheers.
You know what?
Cheers.
It's not as bad as I thought. Oh, hang on, it's hitting me now. It's hitting me a little bit now, I have to say.
Well, Sophie, what I want to know is what song was Deputy Prime Minister, also known as Raver Angela Rayner, dancing to in a booth, a DJ booth in Ibiza? Was it A, Set You Free by Entrance, B, Somebody You Used to Know by Gautier, or C, The Red Flag?
Was it A, B, or C? Was it Set You Free, Somebody That I Used to Know, or The Red Flag? Right, let's go.
Go.
Ready?
Go. Here we go.
Oh. It was...
He's cheating.
Changing.
Now it's John Craig.
No.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
Referee. I think that's disallowed.
Is it?
He can't go again.
I'm not going again.
Wait until I held mine up.
Did you hold yours up?
I didn't see it.
Yes, I did.
see it.
I didn't see
Oh, my
it.
goodness.
I
I
didn't see
thought,
it.
Tangham, you don't know how to play these games.
Right, come on. Let's go. We've got A and we've got B, so we have got a difference.
And the answer is B, Somebody I Used to Know by Gautier.
We said that we would still be friends, but I'll admit that I was glad it was over.
That is somebody that I used to know.
See, I knew that.
And there is...
me first.
There is controversy, because I can confirm that Caroline did actually write B and then Ed crossed it out.
I'm sorry. Well, she did try C as well.
I did, actually, because he went no, and I went, oh...
But in that video clip, you've got Tim Montgomery drinking Venom.
Yeah, he did on the show.
That's what made him defect to reform.
What things are really, really hotting up now. And in September, the Prime Minister came under fire for accepting clothing, accommodation and glasses provided by the Labour donor Wahid Ali. Lord Ali was temporarily given a pass to number 10 after the election. Now, the gifts total more than £100,000, more than the freebies received by any other recent party leader. So my question is, which of the following gifts did Keir Starmer not accept? What did he not accept? The loan of a luxury Manhattan apartment on New Year's Eve, B, a personal shopper for his wife, or C, Taylor Swift tickets? Was it A,
is it
B, or
Do you mean not
C?
accept from Wahid?
Which did he not
Oh,
accept?
you mean you got it from someone
I got it from someone else.
What if you got it from someone else or not from Wahid?
What other gift donors do you want to declare?
What did Keir Starmer not accept? A, B, or C?
One. Turning.
3, 2, 1.
Yes! Oh, I thought it was A, but Nick made
No, it was Angela Rayner that took the New York apartment.
Have to say, Caroline's lot right. It was Angela Rayner who accepted the Manhattan apartment. So the answer was
Keir always
A.
stays at home for New Year's Eve, as you well know.
I blew it.
You blew it.
Yeah.
I blame my teammate.
Absolute disaster. Forgive me.
Yeah.
Forgive me.
It's over. It's over.
There's time left. There's time left.
Well, I
There's
doubt
not,
it,
is there, though, Sophie?
Well, let's go to the Conservative leadership contest now, because the former Home Secretary, James Cleverly, was knocked out of the leadership race, despite having had a successful conference season and emerging as the favourite to make the final two. Now, the suspicion was that vote lending had a role to play in the shock result. James Cleverly's campaign insisted that there was no coordinated vote lending, as did officials from other camps, but of course that doesn't mean that MPs couldn't engage in machinations off their own backs, of course. So the question is, before he was knocked out, what had James Cleverly implored his party to be to come back from their election defeat? Was it A, more honest, B, more normal, or C, more grown-up? Was it A, B, or C? Answers first. Let's go. Both gone B.
I think you've lost something.
They've lost. Nick and Thanger have lost a pen. Let's hear from James Cleverly.
Let's be enthusiastic, relatable, positive, optimistic. Let's be more normal.
How's that going, Ed?
Really well. Kemi's been out in Washington meeting the movers and shakers like Speaker Johnson.
Like a normal person.
Like a normal person does. That's what you'd spend your time in Washington, D.C. if you had a little break. Yeah, we're going to be normal. We're going to be really normal.
Glad you got the memo.
Yeah.
That's normal.
I'm totally normal.
That jumper's normal.
I've always been more normal.
Now, moving on. October saw the first budget delivered by a female chancellor. Rachel Reeves' statement was a bigger tax and spend affair than expected. Overall, taxes went up by £40 billion. But how did the Institute for Fiscal Studies describe the Chancellor's plans for public spending set out in the budget? A, implausibly tight. B, front-loaded. Or C, miserable. How did the IFS describe the plans? A, implausibly tight. B, front-loaded. Or C, miserable.
I'm going to write my own verdict here. Give me your pen.
Lots of conferring going on.
No, because I'm going to stay with what you say.
I can confirm that if the question was, how did the Institute of Fiscal Studies describe Ed Vaizey's suits?
Yes.
He bought them. He bought them.
I can confirm if they described how you were last night after the reception. It was also implausibly tight, as in the old meaning of the word drunk. Yes, indeed.
What's the answer? You ready? Yeah. Let's go. Ready.
Stop! It's pathetic.
Man.
Look, it's like being at school. It's like being at school.
Oh, we've got it. Dissent over.
No, but I defer to the captain. I defer to the captain.
Could be implausible.
I defer to the captain.
Could be both.
I defer to the captain.
We're pretty certain they wouldn't have said it was miserable.
I defer to the captain.
No, it definitely wasn't miserable.
I defer to the captain.
Well, actually, it was also miserable. It was all of them. I have to say, including miserable.
Trick question.
Right, okay.
Trick question.
Trick.
This late day.
Can I now give this to Sophy Ridge? Do we all agree? Now I think the quiz mistress or master has to go. This is
Shocking.
It is. Dissent is really growing.
They didn't mince their words then.
No, they didn't. He really liked it a lot. Miserable. Yeah, miserable was. He said.
Well done. We were both right.
We were both
right. Yeah.
20 points for Ed.
Yeah, no, that's.
But just for balance, he did say that Rachel Reeves' plans looks horribly like a repeat of the silly games played by the last government. Right, next question.
Well, it's definitely.
Last month, after what felt like an interminable election campaign, Kemi Badenoch beat Robert Jenrick to become the leader of the Conservative Party, becoming the first woman of colour to lead the party. In an interview on the eve of the poll, and this may be one for Nick, what did she reveal she listens to on the radio every morning? Is it A, Nick on LBC?
Calls in every morning. Kemi in Westminster, what do you have to say?
Not you again.
Disgruntled of Westminster here.
Was it A, Nick on LBC? Was it B, Taylor Swift? Or was it C, the Today programme? What does she listen to on the radio in the morning?
So she listens to Nick Ferrari. That explains why she's so right-wing.
Well done.
Boom, boom. I mean...
Are we ready for the answers?
Another trick. Are you going to do another one?
We're going, ready, we're going.
Oh,
B.
Descent again?
Oh, my gosh.
No, but I go with the captain. No, I go with the captain. I go with the captain. I go with the
Taylor
captain.
Swift on the radio.
I go with the captain.
Morning.
I just don't think it's that interesting that she say that, but go on.
It's not interesting.
The answer was Taylor Swift.
Can I just say there are two important points in, just to teach you how to do quizzes, OK?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
What is a...
Because this isn't super silly
Is a
yeah.
politician that wants to appear normal
Yes.
and down with the people.
Yeah, doesn't wear a sweater
Honestly,
like that.
gonna
But do
say,
go on.
Today programme.
There's nothing I like better than listening to the Today programme in the morning.
No.
Secondly...
I don't know why he's looking at me.
No, I just want to explain this to you, Nick. It cannot be A and it cannot be C because all politicians now listen to Times Radio.
Not with the latest radar figures.
Oh, my goodness me.
A perfectly formed small audience.
The latest radar numbers. But
She said...
Plus
Taylor
3
Swift,
others.
that's just ridiculous.
She said, I don't wake up and listen to Radio 4 like a lot of politicians. I listen to music, R&B or Taylor Swift. I'm very into Taylor Swift right now.
Did you know that thing where you get your music?
Spotify on
Yeah,
Wrapped.
and they tell you how much you listen to. The latest
that
track I
thing,
listened...
how old are you? That thing where you get your music. I'm sure you know what it is.
The iPods. The iPods. That thing with the wheel. That thing with the wheel.
Did you once serve?
With the wheel.
Did you once serve?
You know that thing you open and you put that
culture
shiny
minister.
disc in?
You know that thing? You know, the world.
I think I've still got one somewhere in the box, actually.
The interweb.
Anyway, just to show you how up to date I am, my most listened was Crosby, Stills and Nash.
Wow.
1971.
You're admitting that, are you? Yeah.
Right, final question. Last question.
Oh, no,
I
please
never
God.
thought it was going to end.
Last
Oh, my
question.
God. Is this like treble points for the last question?
Yes.
Is this still the rehearsal?
Just
Let's do it.
helpful.
I'll
Should
do
we
it.
do
if you will.
treble points?
I'll do it.
All right, let's
if you
do
will.
it. Treble points. All right.
Points.
Treble points.
Go.
Right, final question. Treble points. Back to the budget.
Wow.
Rachel Reeves' plans came under pressure last month when farmers descended on Westminster to protest against plans to increase the scope of inheritance tax. The celebrity farmer and TV presenter Jeremy Clarkson was among the protesters. Now, when Sky's Sarah Jane Mee caught up with him, how did he describe Keir Starmer? A, Playmobil hair. B, a city slicker. Or C, a liar.
Oh, that's quite clever. But you know what I'd go.
Was it A, Playmobil hair, C, city slicker, B, a liar? There are treble points that could not be more important than this.
We'll
3,
take the match.
2, 1.
Oh!
Oh! Here we go. So, Nick and Fangham have gone for Playmobil hair, and
It's very Clarkson.
Ed and Caroline have gone for
It's
a
very
liar.
Clarkson.
Let's listen.
Just a final message for the Prime Minister if he's watching today from
He
Rio.
isn't, he's in Rio.
If he's watching...
He's watching, he's going la 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 la, sit with adenoids, la 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 with his Playmobil hair. Don't like him.
Well done.
3 points.
Whoa!
3 points.
Whoa! 3
Ed, let me tell you
points.
what you do. When you see the questions, you don't go for the obvious answer because politicians... Just to let you know how these
I
games...
tell you, I hate being mansplained.
Well, victory is ours.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, there we go. Now, I feel...
You don't know. I don't think anyone knows what it's like to be ahead for so long and then to fall at the final.
See what you did there.
Well,
Brutal.
She's not bitter.
I like
She's
Nick
not
more than
bitter.
Absolutely brutal.
Brutal.
Well, I feel, though, there is a lot of jeopardy right now because with the treble points curveball thrown in from Caroline,
What?
You invented that.
we don't know...
I'm a Christmas. I'm not a Grinch. I want to share the love, share the joy. You know.
That's we can all agree with that. So let's go to John Craig because, like our panellist, we are desperate to find out the winner. John.
I'm not going to tell you now. Find out after the break. But there's a clue there. Find out after the break.
Thank you very much.
To Gareth, take that, mate.
To Mark, as you're known for loving Chelsea.
What is it?
What could it be? Frosty the Snowman.
I really like it.
I've got a loud mouth, I don't know why.
The big bug catcher. There, you trap the bug inside.
It's a Chelsea Football Club name.
Dad?
Honestly, who thought of this? Who was it?
Hello and welcome back to the Politics Hub Christmas quiz. The panellists are on tenterhooks. It's been emotional. It's been a little bit aggressive at times, I'm not going to lie. It's been a few shouting, spillages as well. But, of course, that sounds an awful lot like Christmas after all. But now, the moment we've all been waiting for. John, over to you. Put this lot out of their misery. Tell them he's won.
Well, here's a clue. Here's a clue, Sophie. Look, Ed Vasey lost a point for cheating. Disgraceful. Caroline Flint came up with the bright idea, or was it, of 3 points for the last question? Well, let's see what happened. On, first of all, Santa's elves, 17 points. And how many for Jingle Bells after their other rash decisions?
Oh, my goodness.
17.
Oh!
It's a tie. It's a tie.
Oh, it's a draw.
Blunders by Ed and Caroline have handed a tie to Nick and Thangen.
What did I cheat on?
Yeah.
Your whole
There you
career,
go.
essentially.
There you go. What do we think? A draw.
I think that's in the
Tense.
true Christmas
I think
spirit,
it's
and I'm
lovely.
delighted. And congratulations
Bar
to my
humbug.
other team. Well
Bar
done. Well
humbug.
done, you.
I'm going to wait because we have just got a special guest at entry.
Oh.
It is...
When they said they were going to give me the sack, I was a little bit worried. No expense spared.
Lovely.
There we go.
Thank you very much.
A mug from the
Thank you,
House of
Santa.
Commons shop. There you go, one for you, Thangen. Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't got one for you, Sophie.
Where's my mug?
Oh, dear.
There we go.
One for Ed.
Are you all right?
And one for Caroline.
Thank you, Santa.
Love it.
Thank you. That's lovely.
Love it.
Here we go.
Strength
John.
and safety.
Thank you so much. John, what's your prediction for next year, then?
I think Caroline, bound to get a peerage.
All right,
Ed, are you going to get a front bench job in the Lords?
No, he's going to be an Uber driver. He's going to be my Uber driver next year.
About time you did some work in the House of Lords, Ed. Thangen, I think she'll be back in a by-election.
Here.
Trying to win one, though. And Nick, I don't know, is he going to be the new manager of Spurs or West Ham?
There we go. Absolutely.
There we go. I love it.
Flat back four.
Thank you all very much. Absolutely raucous quiz. It's been great to have you all here, and thank you especially to our special guest as well. That is it from all of us. It just remains to wish everyone watching a very happy festive season. Hopefully we'll see you here next year.